all these different celebrities now.
Hmm.
And I was like, okay, so when is it my turn? Like,
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I don't know how to help you be a celebrity.
I can do that, but can you promote my page? You can do that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I promote your page.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I got you. Send it to me. All right.
All right, wait. I got
No,
one
no,
more
ain't no
question.
way. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Trying to get famous over here. Hmm.
My brother.
You want to be famous, bro? You want to be?
When I said I had tears
Yo.
coming out my eyes, man.
It ain't working. It ain't moving fast enough.
It's an interesting thing, man. It's just man, like, back in the days there used to be a thing of talent, and now it's just like
One video.
fame is it's just, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, man. What you working on?
Hey, man, I honestly, it's like I'm making more money than I ever made. I don't know. It feel good, bro. I don't know. I ain't really doing nothing, bro. I done figured it out. You know what I'm saying? It's like at this point, it's crazy, bro.
How are you making, like, what are you doing that's creating? I mean, I know you got your platform, your online platform, but what are you doing right now that's just creating different opportunities for yourself? Like right now, everybody's home. So I want to know what other things I could do to
Right.
create income.
Well, honestly, for me, is really based on the seeds I planted years ago. You know, and I feel like the people that stayed ready didn't have to get ready right at this point in time. So everything that I'm double downing on right now has been things seeds that I planted a
Mm-hmm.
year, 2 years ago that I've been working on consistently. And now the fact that I have the time to focus on it, now I'm understanding that I didn't need the rest of everything that I was doing in the past. So
Mm,
now I'm like, damn, like this whole time I was ripping and running, getting in cars, meeting at the meeting at the meeting, and the whole time I had the pot of gold right in front of me. So
mm,
once I realized that, I'm like, wow, this is it. I need to focus on this because right now this is the breadwinner, and at the same time, this is a way for me to help the most people as possible. And when I realized that, I slowed down, and this pandemic and this social distancing, quarantining just made me realize that I'm exactly where I need to be. I'm
mm,
exactly what I'm doing exactly what I should be doing, which is slowing down, running my whole company from remote. Everybody is going great. My whole team, they're at 100% capacity. And I never felt like they was at full capacity. Now they're home. I'm seeing things getting accelerated. So the whole time, if you would have told me like Spec, if you have your team work from home, they will work better than they will work in the office, I would have said you was crazy. Like you could
mm.
have gave me 10 grand back then. I would have told you keep the money because I would rather my team work in the office because I feel like they will work better, with my leadership and meet. But they already know what they got to do.
Right,
They
right.
already know what they got to do. They already know how hard they need to go. And by you being home, you're already in a comfortable environment. So you end up going above and beyond because you have no turn off switch.
Mm.
So in reality, if I get up in the bed, boom, I wake up. My days, I wake up like 7 a.m. By the time I finish, it's like 12 o'clock because I didn't check out. When you get out the office, you check out, you detach. That's it.
Right, right,
When you home, you start home, you in home, you still going hard at home.
right,
You
right.
realize like, wow, I'm still working because it's like you didn't get that detachment. You leave the gym like, I'm done. I'm done. I'm at the
I'm done
gym.
with the
Like
gym.
that's
What's
it.
next?
Yeah,
Right,
go take a shower. What's next?
right,
But
right, right. And it seems as if we're just
24/7.
distracted. It seems as if we're distracted too, like all the time. Like we're just like when this moment has allowed us to just be home and just chill. But it seems like a lot of times we just constantly distracted by so many things. Like you said, what's next? The gym, the work. Let's go party. Let's go here. Oh, I gotta go here. I gotta do this. But this is actually forcing us to just be home and really think about the things like that, the things that we really need to focus on. And this which is actually a very creative time for a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. The people that do understand it's a creative time, those are the ones who's winning. You know, those are the ones who's winning when they realize like, whoa, this is a sign for me to really stay focused, to really get focused if I'm not focused, right? The time for self-development, time to build better relationships, like you home. The commute time is like, make use of that, right? That commute time, you figure out, all right, I would have been driving here from work to work, from work to work, right? And you take that time and you fill it up with something that's meaningful. Right.
Right.
It might be getting on the phone with somebody that you haven't talked to in years. It might be shooting a text message. It might
Right.
be,
Right. Right. Right.
you know, these different things that make the
Right.
most sense. You know what I'm saying? And that's what people need to understand. But when you don't understand that, then this time is gonna pass by and you're not gonna learn no lesson out of it. You're just gonna say, hey, I went through this pandemic and it was the awkwardest time I was in my whole life, versus, you know, wow, like I got to read this book, I got to build this relationship, I got to focus on my business finally, I got to launch my business finally, I got to realize like who was important in my life, that what things was important in my life. I cleaned my house, I detached, I purged and got everything that was surrounding me that was negative and detached that away from around me, and my and the things that held me back in life, and the people who shouldn't have been around me that was around me, and now I realize that they shouldn't have been around me, like, in all these things that just keep hitting you.
What advice would you give to people who are stuck with people in their homes right now, in their house? Like, what advice would you give? Like, if you stuck with somebody and you was dating this person, I wasn't really spending time like that, and now you realizing, man, this person ain't really for me.
Yeah.
I've been in this house for a month with them. And what advice would you give to that person? How can they exit after, I guess, everything's done?
Yeah, honestly, it's just like anything. It's just like cancer. Like I said this all the time. It's like cancer being in your leg. You got to be willing to cut your leg off, or it's gonna spread through your whole body.
How you do that though?
How you cut your leg off? You cut
No.
your leg off. You gotta have the balls and say, yo, I need to saw this shit off. And after that, it's gonna bleed, like it's gonna hurt. You tie it up, you stop the blood from bleeding out, and all of a sudden it heals. You get a fake leg, you can walk, you can run, but you ain't got the cancer in you no more. All of a sudden it ain't spreading through your body, because guess what? When it spreads through your body, it can kill you. So you want it to kill you, or you just want to lose one leg? So I'm being drastic, right? But I'm just trying to get the point across. Like, that leg might be your happiness.
Yeah, I feel you.
You know,
know
if you don't detach it from that, that's holding your happiness down. Once you have that anchor that you cut off, all of a sudden you're happy again. But you got to figure out what you're gonna do in that scenario. Like, that, this is the situation. You understand. You're aware that this is not for me. You're aware that this is not happiness for me, and you got to do something about it. If not, then you're just gonna be drowning in misery.
Somebody said the fear of being without a leg stops a lot of them from moving on. But getting rid of that leg might allow you to fly. So, but you know what I'm saying? Last question, bro. Yo, how did you get a shape up? Like, how did you get to, yo, you doing something real? Like, how did you get a shape up, man? Cause we over here, we struggling, man, for real. Like, I'm about to get braids or something.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
You did it yourself?
I did it myself, bro. I cut my hair for like 6 years, bro.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. Every time you see my haircut, it's been me.
Oh wow. Okay. Shit. So we all gonna be barbers then. We need to start practicing that. We got enough time.
You know what's funny? It's funny because I pride myself on being just what is the word? Self-sufficient, right? I don't have to depend on nobody for nothing. If I need to do a flyer, I can do a flyer. If I need to do my own Facebook ads, I can do my own Facebook ads. If I want to grow my own account, I can. If I want to freaking cut my own hair, I can cut my own hair. If I want to freaking fix my computer, I could fix my own computer. So I at least try to become a C+ at everything, so I don't have to depend on people. And a lot of stuff, like I even see YouTube on here. I don't even YouTube. I just do it myself. I practice on myself. I do it on myself. And when people was cutting my hair, I just look at them, or cutting other people's hair, and I ask them a million questions. What that's for? What you doing that for? What's this? Oh, how you did that? What clippers are those? What's that? Why you putting this oil? Why you spraying that on there? And I ask 1,000,001 questions, and then I go home and I practice on myself.
I respect that. I respect that.
And that way, because look right now, everybody's like, yo, what my partner came on, he woofing, his beard down here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
it's crazy.
I did my own shit. I'm just like, yeah, everybody looking rough. I got on with pleasure. He like, how you got a cut? He did the same thing. How you got a cut? People, they mad at me. I'm like, bro. I'm like, what I do? Like, you know, just got to learn how to do that shit yourself, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Everybody, we just got to stay home, practice, you know, so this thing can pass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Hit the road,
bro.
Get back on tour, man. Yo, what's up with the tour?
You know what's crazy, bro? I'm making more money than on the tour. Like the extra money I've been making since I just stayed home is like my tour money times 3.
Wow.
Like I'm at $50,000 a day right now.
Wow. Okay.
Tour what? What tour? You feel me? It's like, what tour?
But the fans want to see you live. The people.
That's what I'm not mad. Like, listen, that's why I'm even on tour, right? It was never the money, but I'm just saying the focus, right? The me not being on tour is enabling me to focus, right? That's the game, right? It's like I would be in a situation where I was everywhere spread out, and that's what I'm saying. Like everybody could be doing the same thing, right? Everybody could be doing the same thing, figuring out like what can I focus on right now that's gonna bring me a 10x return in the future. I was already preparing for shit like this, so that's why I'm already prepared. So now it was just like everything is together. Now I just gotta hit the accelerator button. All I gotta do is put it in another gear. I was already in third gear cruising. Right. I was trying to hit, you know, 4th, 5th, 6th gear. Now I'm putting the booster packs on. Now I'm like, all right, well, let's go then. I got no time. I got all the time in the world at this point.
To get it in.
Yeah.
That's dope, bro.
But I want to ask you this question, though. So you right now, you're at, I would say like you're one of the most connected, genuine people that I know, right?
Thanks, man. Wow. Thank you, bro.
When you get around people, like your energy is like, you got great energy, like, and your intentions are pure. So what would you tell somebody who's trying to network and try to build a, what would I say? I'm trying to think of the right word, to build relationships with people. I feel like you're a great relationship builder. What do you do to build your relationships?
Thanks for the compliment. Appreciate that, by the way. I think that.
Oh, but hold on. Let me introduce you first. I didn't even introduce you. So Toast is my road manager. He's my road manager, and I met Toast like 2-3 years ago. When did I meet you?
Yeah, probably about that. But
probably longer than that. Because I had my company 6 years, and you was around the beginning of my company, so like four years. Maybe 4 to, like I'll just say 4 years. And ever since me and Toast connected, we like automatically hit it off. Like it was always a great vibe. I loved him as a businessman and the way he does business. We did a few business transactions, and then, you know, he ended up becoming my road manager. So now this is the 2nd year he's been my road manager. Used to do road management for Neo. Did some stuff with Meg the Stallion, and you know we've been hitting it off like crazy, you know, in business and going crazy with this Pretty Ricky brand. But go ahead, Toast. Now everybody knows who you are. You can go ahead. Well connected, also, man. He's definitely well connected. Kevin Hart, everybody. It's like, yeah, he's the man. But go ahead, Toast.
Oh man, that's love. That's love, man. Thank you. Appreciate that intro. I honestly just feel like we all need help some way, somehow, right? And there's too many people focusing on just, you know, sucking dry the relationships. So my approach on certain situations is just like, I don't focus on what can I get from this situation. I'm more so focused on how can I help this person to the best of my abilities. And then the opportunities just come, you know. I never go into a situation saying, what can I get out of this opportunity? What are you going to do for me? I never approach situations like that. I approach them, how can I help you be the best that you could be? Because your greatness allows me to be great. Your greatness, you being dope at what you do, whether it's me getting you to the venue, me getting you to the radio station, or plugging you up with a brand that's gonna help you get a sponsorship deal or some way, you doing that is gonna help me continue to grow. So that's ideally how I approach every situation, you know, a lot of the times. But
Mhm.
but I still don't know how to give myself a haircut, and that's what I'm gonna start focusing on, because I need to learn that. You know what I mean? I gotta stay fresh. I gotta definitely stay fresh, man. And you gotta let me know what's the link to I want to sign up. You said you're making 50 bands a month. I mean a day.
A
Yo,
day, yeah.
you gotta put that link down here somewhere so I can sign up, because I need to know. I gotta learn how to do that, man. Whatever you're doing, I need to be a part of that.
I'm always doing something, man. My feet always moving. Yeah, I gotta get you in my academy. That's first of all. Are you in my academy already?
How can I sign up?
I'm gonna send you the bill. I got you, Toast. I got you, Toast. I'm gonna send you the invoice, baby. But yeah. I'll run you through the academy though. We'll just start there. Like we start there and we can get it going. But I think honestly, even my students that's in my program, I'm letting them be able to sell my program. Right? I'm only let a few amount of people in per month, and
Yeah.
I actually let them sell an unlimited amount. So my program, they're making like bank off of that alone. So even if you
Wow.
come in, they get 50% of the cost of the program, and then they can scale it up to how much they want. You know, we show them the marketing, we show them everything, and then they can just go crazy.
Dope. All right, cool. Well, sign me up, man. Sign me up.
All right, I'm gonna send you the haircut video first. Toast got missing. He went to put the Scully on, and then he sent a request.
Oh, I'm in New York, so this is proper protocol, man. You know what I'm saying? I will holler at you, man.
All right, Toast.
All right, brother. Peace.
All right, y'all send me a request. We got a business, man. We want to talk some business right quick, man. If y'all want to sign up to my academy, the link is in my bio. Link is in my bio for my academy. I'm gonna take one more, then I gotta get off this. Y'all got a business, y'all go ahead and shoot a request. Thank you. He said, yo, they funny, man. Yo, him and Fletcher like, how you got a haircut? Oh man, it be cracking me up, man. Y'all send me a request. Press one in the chat box. I think I seen you earlier. What Jamie want, man?
Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
Hey, how are you?
Good. How is everything? I hope everyone is staying safe.
Yes.
I really loved the last conversation you guys had. That was really great.
Thank you.
About relationship building and making sure that you put in first before you expect something in return. So that was cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Rule of thumb, give 10 times, ask once.
I agree. So I am a business owner.
Mm-hmm.
And I started actually my business about a year ago. I actually quit my job one day, just walked into the office and said, deuces, I'm out. I have to go do something for myself. I've been in the industry for a long time. So I said, I'm basically working so they can get paid while I could do exactly what they're doing. So I started my the same company as the company I worked for.
Okay.
So,
How's that working out for you?
it's been in for years. I'm a broker in transportation.
Mm-hmm.
But the coronavirus definitely kind of hit us hard. But I'm so positive about it that I'm taking this time to kind of strategize and thinking about, okay, how is this gonna, when things get back to normal, how can I be at the forefront and help people out when people are all freaking out to get back to normal? Because that's the gap right there where you can shine. I think in any business, right, is when the coronavirus is gone, everybody's going to want to go back to normal as soon as possible, like overnight. So people are going to be running around, and companies are just going to be very eager to take anybody on, whether you're new starter or old, right? So I think that's the part that I'm waiting for sure.
So what challenges are you having right now that I can help you with?
So I think, like, what's the feedback that I would like from you is, what do you think, especially because obviously not the business is not going to go 100, right? There's going to be like a percentage of business still going. How can I still make myself competitive when everything is still shut down?
Say it one more time.
How can I stay competitive? How can I still be in the market when there's nothing going on right now, like from a logistics perspective?
And you do transportation?
Yeah. So I'm in the middle person between companies and like truckers.
The middle person between
So yeah, for
companies and
example,
truckers.
like I go
So you're
to
dispatcher.
no, I'm actually a broker. So I go get a contract from like a Walmart, for example, and then I send it to a dispatcher. So like, for example, if all the stores are closed now, like Macy's is closed, all the retails are stores closed, nobody's getting shipment, right? So how do I still stay competitive and make sure that I'm not losing those customers?
Yeah. Okay. So who is your main? Who do you need the most? Do you need the truck drivers the most, or do you need the Walmarts the most? Like who?
The Walmarts the most.
All right, because you got unlimited truckers.
Yes.
So you have plenty of those.
Yes.
Okay. So all right. So this is the time that I would double down on getting more business. Like I would literally take this time and say, hey, I'm a broker, and I know, right now things are slow for you. And, when you do get things back going, I have a special going right now. If you lock in with me right now, then you will have this rate for this amount of time. So when you start back up, you can at least start back up with a discount, and right now I would snipe all my competitors. I would go full-fledged on everybody who I know is my competition, and I would go right after their competitor. I would go right after the people that they're doing business with.
Yep.
And I would just make deals with everybody. Right now, while everything is slow and they have time to think, this is the time they're trying to save money. So if you can save them money as soon as they get back in, because as soon as things get back rolling, they're going to try to figure out a way as much ways as possible to save money. So if you can actually come in and save them money, so as soon as they start back, they automatically know how they can cut costs. They can be like, well, I need to go with this young lady because she's doing the same exact thing that this guy is doing, and she's charging me half price. And right now I need to save money. So if you can go and hit every last person that your competitor deals with and give them all a break. So as soon as this thing's back rolling, you're the first person they think about.
Got it. And so like go in the forefront now, like have that conversation with them now.
Do it now. Do it now while they're on their off time, while they're slow, while they're in save mode, and you come as the savior and say, hey, usually I charge this, but I know all this pandemic is going on, and I really love to work with you. I see what you've been doing with this company, and I want to put my money where my mouth is, and I want to give you 50% off the first few months, first 3 months, first 2 months.
To help you kind of get back on your.
That's it. I really want to help you.
That relationship, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Got it. That's a good feedback. I appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you
cool.
so much.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Me and my students, we do that all day, every day. If you guys are not in my accelerator program, I don't know what to tell you. It's only a $20 sign up fee, first month free. I go live for an hour every single month, and I bring on one of my successful entrepreneur friends. I'm gonna just post this tag because you guys don't even need. Jamie, go to sleep, man. What's wrong with you? All right, if you guys have a small business, press 1 in the comment box. Oh my God. Yo, what's wrong with this girl, man? Hey, how are you?
Hello. I'm good. How are you?
Spectacular, spectacular. What's good?
Hi, Spectacular. How are you?
I'm amazing.
I saw you on live one time with one of the people that I follow, BB Judy.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to ask you because I'm a hairdresser, but I'm also getting ready to start a hair grease line.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to make it and I'm going to sell it. But all I started doing now is just getting the ingredients together. So I don't even know what the next step is going to be, but I just wanted to start doing something.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to know your advice on that. Like, how do I start selling it once I start making it? Because I'm going to start soon. And I already got an LLC for my I have an LLC already that I pay that I have.
Yeah. So you're a hairdresser.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're a hairdresser and you have another product. You have a product that you want to tie into when you do hair.
Yes.
Okay. And you're trying to figure out a way to scale it up and get it to the masses.
Yes.
Is this packaged already?
No, I'm going to start packaging it soon. I bought all the ingredients to start making it. I got the labels and everything.
Are you making it handmade or you getting it manufactured?
I'm going to hand make it.
Mm.
I want to know what you think about that.
Well, I think you should definitely get it manufactured. Like you should find somebody, maybe look at your competitors and see who they're using to manufacture their products, or go online and go find a manufacturer. Just type in certain keywords like product manufacturer or like distributor. Like you could figure out who does what, right? You got to find out the right keywords and find out who manufactures them. Once you figure out the ingredients and you hand make it yourself, then you give it to them to manufacture for you and figure out the packaging, right? People will buy stuff based on the packaging. Like before somebody read a book, like they look at the cover and they say whether or not they want to read the book or not based on the cover. It's going to be the same thing with your product. So make sure, focus on making sure your product design looks great. Crowdsource it with everybody who follows you, or to other individuals or people who that you can have them posted on their pages. So if you have daughters, if you have nephews or whatever, you figure out 4 designs, and then off those 4 designs you
is that the hair grease lady?
Yes.
I wanted to give her some advice.
No. I got the advice
I
right now.
tell her something.
No.
Why?
Oh.
Who's that? Your wife? She could tell me.
Hi.
Hi, thank you.
So listen, don't act like that. You know you like me on here.
No.
All right. So
this is my time to shine.
If you formulate your own product in your house, what's going to happen is you can only make so many and ship out so many, right? If your product does well, and let's say you have to scale up and now you need someone to manufacture your product, they have to reverse engineer what you've already done, and they won't be able to perfect it the way you perfected it. You'll have to start all over again, and it'll take you up to a year trying to get them to formulate your product the right way. So you might as well start with a company, that a chemist, and have them formulate it to your liking, and then scale up from there.
Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate both of you.
You're welcome.
God bless y'all.
I just went through my own formulation. That's how I know. So.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate the advice.
You're welcome.
She's so sweet. Thank you.
I have a friend who formulated her own. It's like a rub, like a body rub, and she's struggling to get the products out because the materials cost so much when you do it yourself and you're buying in pieces. You got to try to figure out how you can buy in bulk.
Okay.
Right, because that's when the pieces are like 20 cents a piece and things like that. But if you're buying them for $1, $4, $5, like the bottles, it's gonna be expensive. You're not gonna make much of an ROI.
Okay. Thank you.
He hates me.
That's why y'all together. Thank you so much. That's why y'all together.
Don't you got an Instagram? Please. Don't knock my Instagram now.
Thank you so much.
Some great advice.
I sure did. God bless you both.
God bless you. God bless you.
Oh, now you want me on your live.
You want to talk? Go ahead, talk. Go ahead. Say your thing. Go ahead. Look, you ain't got no internet, see? Say that's your daughter. Julia, Winter, come here, Winter. No, come here. Come on, everybody, come on. Everybody in the house, come on the live. We quarantining together. Come on.
Me and my husband wine company, and sometimes find issues with working together. Whew. Queen, that's from Queen Tiffany Giselle. Yes, it's going to be a challenge, honey. But what you got to do is, who's going to be in charge of making the final decision? And then when it comes to the business, and then you guys need to talk it out and make sure that when you come to disagreements, to make sure you guys hear each other. And the is you just have to, or he or she, or you have to accept that decision, and then make sure you don't bring try not to bring your emotions home, because that's where it gets complicated, when you bring your differences that happen at work into your bedroom.
Your phone died? Come on, come finish it off. Come on, come wrap up your conversation. Her phone died.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, what's up?
Hi.
What's good?
I'm good. Nigeria.
What's up?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm feeling good. You got a question for me?
Yeah. I've been listening to all of the conversations everyone have been pouring out. My question would be that currently I have 2 businesses I'm running, but I want to increase it to 5 streams. So I'm kind of like stuck. How do I get inspiration? I don't know if that makes sense.
That makes sense. Are you saying that you're not motivated?
Mm-hmm.
And what is your business right now?
one is about skin products like your beautiful wife. The other is about vitamins. It's a very good vitamins that I sell. I mean, the third one that I'm thinking, I want to go into.
Hold on, what's the second one?
Vitamins. I sell vitamins.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
What type of vitamins?
It's called STC. Let me show you.
Let me see. Push it back.
Okay. Can you see? Good stuff.
I like that. Yeah. So, all right. So for me, like, because I have multiple sources of income, but what I always teach my students and everybody who I mentor is you have to figure out a way to make everything make sense to what you're already doing. So when you make everything make sense, like you can create multiple sources of income based on who you already are as a person, right? Like for me, I'm a rapper, right? So everybody knows me for entertaining, but my business can merge with being an entertainer. So my original company is called Awazar, and from my company, I know a bunch of celebrities, so I help them monetize and build their social media following. So you see how that just aligns together, so I can continue being who I am, and then at the same time I can merge that into another business where I can capitalize off the resources I already have as an artist, and I can still use that as a platform to get meetings with people who can help catapult my business. So like, and then as I'm an entrepreneur doing this for the celebrities, now I create a book that would actually bridge the gap from me being an entertainer to me being an author. Like everything like goes together. So you got to figure out what makes the most sense. Maybe it might be something that you can hold your vitamins in, right? I have something. This holds my vitamins, right? So maybe you create this to hold your like, I don't know if this is what your vitamins look
makes
like,
sense. Thank
right?
you so much. Yeah.
So now that's another source of income that you can now take your vitamin customers, and now you can sell them this now. So now that's another product that you have. That's another stream of income that you can already utilize the current clientele you have to automatically launch your product where you have to build everything from scratch. You have to build a new customer list. You already can promote to the people who already are interested in vitamins. So now you're selling them something else that's complementary of what you already do. So now you have another hustle, and now everything just goes together where you don't have to go out and learn how to go get trucks. You know, like let me go find out how to sell trucks, or let me find out a way to sell chairs. Like it's complementary of what you already do. Does that make sense?
Yeah. It makes sense. Excellent. Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah.
All right.
Good night from Nigeria, Africa.
Good Nigeria. Let's go, baby. Okay. All right. What was the other websites after Canva.com? The other one was Fiverr. So Fiverr.com. So Fiverr. So go to Fiverr. So that'll be great for you to get your book cover, and that should be great. And then Upwork. So upwork.com, and that way you can find a freelancer editor to edit your book. So if that was the same girl from last time, so get an audio, go online, find something that subscribe your audio into Word, a warm Word format. And then once you do that, then you basically take that document and give it to a freelance editor, and then they're going to edit everything and make everything presentable, and it's going to look like somebody who actually wrote your book. And then from that point forward, they're going to help you structure everything, and then you get your book cover done, and then you can find somebody on Fiverr or Upwork to upload it to Amazon, and then boom, you're a writer. And then the marketing strategy behind that is you actually take all of your friends and you tell everybody at one time to go buy your book. So you say, hey, my book is going to go live, which is already live, at this time, this date, at this time, and everybody go buy a book at one time. And that's how you hit #1 bestseller. So it's only the algorithm is only like 10 books in a 10 books in an hour. Like it's based on time frame. So if you want to be a person who hit #1, that's all you got to do. That's how you hit #1. That's how everybody hit #1. Well, I mean, I don't know if it's the same strategy, but it's the same exact thing. You have a product, and then you tell everybody to buy it all at one time. And once you tell everybody buy it at one time, then it shoots up the charts because it goes by every single minute. And then it starts tracking.
Skin look nice, baby.
Yeah, I'm out of you, bro. Let's go.
Hey, Maggie.
What's up, big time?
What's up, man?
How are you? How's
I'm great.
quarantine?
I'm great. How you doing in this quarantine life?
It's rough, man. I mean, everyone talks about having multiple streams of income and stuff, and I can tell you, like, this is the reason why. Like, 90% of my multiple streams are bringing in nothing, and the other 10% are, and it's crazy. Like, it's crazy that online, physical, everything is going down. But I got my health, I got my family, I got everything. So the most important things are still there. How about you?
Man, everything, man, is for me. I just been building my online school. I've been building other assets and just really focusing on building those things that makes the most sense for my brand. And now, like, everything is just panning out like crazy. So it's kind of the opposite for me. My revenue is up by 100% right now.
Wow.
Yeah, it's going crazy right now. I'm actually what I'm bringing in every single day is like what I used to make a month in one of my businesses.
Whew.
And I'm doing it in a day now. So I'm just really just focusing on that and just making sure I can get back at the same time. I think, not getting caught up in the revenue aspect of it and get caught up in the giving back aspect and how I can help and serve others is really what I'm focused on right now.
Oh, that's terrific. Have you, I mean, and I think you probably already said it, I just joined your live, but I know your course is something I talk up all the time because it shows valuable things in life, not just how to do like Amazon and not just like, some other stuff on there. Like, it teaches you how to actually live your life, the stuff they don't teach you in college and stuff. Have you added anything to that recently?
Yeah, we added some amazing stuff, bro. The amazing stuff. And one of them is we teaching a marketing strategy that we're using right now that we're scaling up companies that we're working with. And now that we're using that for ourselves, we're giving it to our students. So now they're going to be able to scale up. Like we just did one method and we literally spent $230,000. No, sorry about that. $230, and we made $225,000 for our client.
That's amazing.
So we're teaching that method. We're teaching that same method that, my goal is everything that I'm learning to give back and just like honestly just give it to the people who can utilize it. Of course, everybody's not going to make, 6 figures a month, but
right.
If you can take that information and go make 6 figures in a year, it's all powerful for me, and to know that I'm helping somebody who was confused about business, confused about marketing. They're growing their brand, they're building their likeness, they're building their credibility, and now they're building their wealth and their revenue. Like that's amazing for me because I understand that I have something that the world don't have. And since the world don't have it, the ones who's going to take it serious, because of course I got over 1,000 students.
Yeah.
10% is going to be the ones who's crushing it. The other 90% are still procrastinating, waiting for the right moment, not taking the course, not taking the program, right? And students that's in my program, it's making $1 million a year, right? So it's like, what you want to do? You want to be a person that's in the program making $1 million, or you want to be the person that's in the program still waiting for the right moment to watch the modules? Like I got both of them.
No, you're absolutely right too. And like I said, I mean, that's the cool thing. That's one of the things I love. Like when you first told me about it too, is it's not just, you know, like I said, it's not just somebody's doing one thing either. Like there's, even if you don't want to learn how to do something online, like the fact it teaches you things that you can use in life that you haven't used before, or that maybe you just didn't know. Like anybody can take a module and use it, even if you don't use all of them, and still get better in life. Like it's insane. It was one of the things that sticks with me all the time. I think about it all the time. I actually did have a question though, if you're okay with it.
No, bro.
So I think one of the things that not something that's affecting me, but I think one of the things that really kind of doesn't get talked about a lot, especially right now with everything going on. People are stuck inside; they can't go out. Obviously, there's turmoil in the world. Financially, people are getting laid off. There's a high amount of depression out in the world right now, and I think there already was before, but it's even higher now. And I'm curious from you, like, what's your advice to people to keep just high mind and high spirit, especially ones that don't have a lot going, or maybe just faced a layoff or something else crazy in their life?
Yeah, for me, everything with me is mindset. And I think that when you do get a layoff, I try to figure out what is the lesson in this situation. And I feel like every situation is a positive. Like, let me give you an example. When I first started my business, and I knew nothing about entrepreneurship. Like, I was a hustler. I understood. I knew the value in money. I knew the value in relationships, but I didn't understand business. I didn't understand systems. I didn't understand leadership. I didn't understand sales. I didn't understand marketing. I didn't understand none of that stuff. So throughout the process of me building my company, I realized that as it started growing, it's a lot of things I didn't know. So I started reading as many books as I can. I started taking programs. I started getting mentorship. I started paying for mentorship. I started paying for consultants. And I spent over $100,000 just trying to figure this stuff out. And then one day, Facebook hit a switch because I knew it was coming. That's why I was trying to stay as focused as possible and learn all those things as quickly as possible. They made one switch. And with that one switch, our revenue was at like $250,000 per month. Literally, like, where we went down to like $40,000 a month, or like 30. It was probably like it went from like almost overnight. But what it made me realize was, wow, that situation that happened to me, to anybody would have been devastated. They were like, man, $250,000 a month. Now I'm at $30,000. I could barely cover payroll. I can barely pay myself. I can barely pay my mortgage. Like, shit is going downhill. And when I realized, like, damn, what am I gonna do? What is the positive in this situation? I started a whole new venture. I started doing a service-based business, and I pivot from partnerships to a service-based business. And then I realized, even on top of that service-based business, it was another layer to uncover, which was me starting my online business school. And then I realized that instead of me doing it for these ungrateful celebrities, let me can that was making me $250 a month. Now let me transition to this model where I'm helping the everyday person scale up their brand and their story. And then I realized it was another step above that, which was the everyday people. The everyday people starting a business from scratch, small business owners trying to figure out how to like scale their brand up, people who are in my position when I first started but didn't have what I'm offering right now. And I said to myself, like, what if there was something that teach you everything possibly about business, and you're able to come in and have everything right there at your disposal? Leadership, credit, $40,000 in funding, how to build your brand, how to do the marketing, how to do your taxes, how to save on taxes. What's the difference between a profit and loss statement, a balance sheet, like cash flow statement? Like, what is all that stuff? And have all that in one place at one time. And that's when we launched Spectacular Academy.
I just reading the comments as you're going too. People, I mean, literally, it's like mind blown on some of those. That's crazy.
Yeah, like that's what happened. So the point of me saying all that is, right now people could be looking at the negative and figure out that the glass is half empty, but in reality it's truly half full. But you got to figure out where's that positive in there. Like me, I would have felt like that was the end of the world. $250,000 a month. Like people, it take 10 years to make that sometimes, like, depending on who you're talking to. And like, I would have been devastated, went in depression, would have been like, felt like I would have lost. But I realized, like, yo, this is my time. What can I do? I put focus on it. as the plane was falling, I was rebuilding it, and I was like, yo, this is what I need to do. I figured out all the tools I needed to put around it to support it, so it slows down the drop. And as it was about to hit the floor, I pulled the plane back up, and it started taking back off.
Yeah, I kind of want to touch on that too. Like depression is a really big subject, you know, because it's everywhere and everyone has it and everyone has those dark moments. So like for me, I know that I feel that for me, what helps me when I get into those dark moments is you really, when you think about it, you really convince yourself, like you really tell yourself these negative things, which trickles down and makes everything in your life negative, right? So I started my days off with telling myself I'm going to have a great day. So I start in the morning with affirmations. Like you really train your mind. When things are going bad, you constantly tell yourself over and over again, like, man, things are going bad. I'm going to have a shitty day, or this week. You will preset your month before your month has even gotten there, and you'll tell yourself, oh, this is going to be the worst month ever. You right then and there, you embedded that into your mind, and your mind is reading back what you just said. So I feel like constant affirmations to yourself and just being really optimistic and knowing that your mind is going in a really pessimistic space, and just knowing that your mind is doing that to yourself and you're not going to let this overtake you, and just saying to yourself, like, just being optimistic and being like, you know what, we're going to get through this. And no matter what, there's, you know, if we don't get through this, then there's a light or a better place for me to be. Or maybe, you know, God, I don't know if you believe in God, but maybe God is trying to put me in a different place so that I can grow, or so that I can learn from this, or so that maybe it might put my family in a different place. But always try to look at the positive, because you know, God will never put you in a place that, or in a position that you can't get out of, that he doesn't know already that you can't get out of it. So I so for me, just being positive, being optimistic, and just saying affirmations to yourself, and reading like, you know, books like, you know, self-help books that help you understand why people get negative and depressed in a certain time frame, and where it comes from. Once you understand where the depression comes from, you know, a lot of depression comes from your childhood, and you know, how you were spoken to as a child, and how negative your parents were, or things like that. So once you understand where the depression comes from, you can understand where it shows up in your life, and you can combat it. So that's just my take on it.
Yeah, honestly, is really about your brain, your mind, your mindset, because that truly controls everything. It controls your destiny, because if you're able to take control over your mind and the way you think, then you can overcome anything, right? A lot of times people feel like things are just negative, and they feel like, oh, this is it, this is the end. And like the quote that you always hear is like, if you believe you can, you can. If you believe you can't, you can't. And that's so true. Like, and it's cliche as that sound, like it's really the truth. It's really the truth. I literally, before I hit $250,000 a day, I literally every day, every single day, even I had a card posted in my bathroom. Every day I said to myself, and I said, as if it already happened, I love the fact that my company, Awazar, makes $250,000 per month. I literally said it every single
it's written
day.
On his bathroom mirror.
Right? That's what I had on my mirror. Like, that's what I had. I also had a screenshot on my phone. I have the other phone right here. This phone cracked. I don't even want to show it. But I had it on my phone. So every day, like, I had, like, the first time I hit $2 million in revenue, I literally had the number on my phone. And at the end of the year, I forgot, because like by being on your phone is top of mind. So it's reminding yourself every single time, like, this is my goal. This is my goal. And then I had it on my phone. And then at the end of the year, when my tax returns came in, I was like, holy shit, I made $2 million and $1 million profit. I literally had that on my phone. And every single day for a whole year, it was just on my phone. I just had my calculator, and I put the number in my phone. And I just, like they got in the comments, I manifested it, right? But it was all from me thinking positive words of affirmation, saying it to myself over and over again, and visualizing me getting the money, me getting the P&L sheet, looking at the price, looking at the number for the month, seeing it like, and then I literally seen it on my phone and it said $1 million profit. I was like, wow. So back to your question, just to circle back around, is that people who getting laid off their job right now, maybe that job wasn't for you. You know, you got something better coming for you. You know, after every storm, it's the sunshine come out. Now it's just about how bright the sun gonna be for you.
And not to like with depression, a lot of times people get depressed and worried because they try to control their life. But once they realize that they're never in control, God is in control, they'll let the will go, you know, and just give it to God. And that's it's just the bottom line, you know.
Yeah, I just somebody else, one of my buddies, JT, commented. He goes, "Things don't happen to you; they happen for you."
Oh yeah,
and, yeah,
that's powerful.
That definitely is. Anyways, thank you for answering. You know, I think it's a question that, especially given your audience and my audience, right? It's a question that most people don't automatically address because it's not hoorah, you know, and exciting, and a lot of people are afraid to ask. So I appreciate you you answering that for everybody, because I think it's something that's affecting a lot of people and might affect people the longer this goes on. So it's huge, you know.
Uncertainty is it makes people uncomfortable. But when you embrace the uncertainty, then you're able to live out your full potential, because that's when you activate. You know, it's like you're uncertain, but it's like, hey, I'm gonna take this uncertainty and I'm gonna make it certain, right? It's all based on your actions after it.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna go eat some food. Before I do,
brother.
how does someone get onto your school? And I hate to plug something in on your own Instagram, but it's freaking so valuable, man. I want to make sure everyone knows. Like, how does someone get into your course or your program?
School? Yeah. So basically, I have a free training. You guys can sign up in the link in my bio. It's free. And then I just give you a little something for anybody who's able to take the next step forward to jump in the program. Then at the end of my presentation, I tell you guys about my program. And if you are interested to taking it a step further, then you can jump in. But the link is in my bio.
Awesome. Appreciate it, man. Thank you for having me on. Thank you both. Great advice.
Peace. I'll take one more. I didn't realize how long I was on this thing. Jesus Christ.
Hello.
Hey, what's up? You got $1 billion business? What's up?
I do, because it's on my, I'm not in my room right now. Hi guys, how are you?
Hi.
My name is Moma. I just finished a yoga session, so I'm a little flushed right now.
All good.
But yeah, I have $1 billion business.
Okay. Is it launched yet, or is it in process?
We're like a research lab. So I have been in research for about 3 years now, 4 years. It started off, I'm a painter. So it started off as me just exploring. I was going through a season of depression, and I had lost a loved one, and I heard God say, create, it will free you. And so I started a line drawing. And then after I did the drawing, I literally heard God say again, explore it the way you explore your life. So I said, okay, I'm multidisciplinary. And I turned the drawing into a graphic. Then I turned the graphic into, as I'm working on the graphic, I'm noticing that, like, the expansion of it. I could see that as I zoom in and out, they're like, each little piece can be its own painting. So then eventually I said, okay, maybe I take the graphic and turn it into some paintings. By that time, I wasn't even on Instagram, someone reached out, a curator, and said, hey, do you want to have a show? I was like, oh, I'm actually making art right now. Sure. Had the show. I was raised by a graffiti artist. So I was like, how can I make it so that people have tons of access to this work? I made some prints. I had like a refund check come in, like I think it was tax season. And I think I had like $3,000 come in. I invested all of it in like producing more and more print collateral. So I made coloring books, handmade coloring books, made prints. And I was just really in a vulnerable state. The entire project was just for me so I can heal. But it turned out one show came and everything was sold out. People were so the emotional experience that I had with it, I think, was felt through the art. Mm-hmm. So then when people walked into the space, they all were feeling that experience. And so I think they took that away, and I said, okay. And someone was like, going to have another show. So eventually I ended up having 4 shows, and I kept having that, you know, really good feedback and rapport. But then life happened, and I work in and out through the industry. So 4 years later, I'm like building this thing, and I have all of this research. I started studying neuroscience, I started studying psychology, and all of that started to influence the company and the brand. And now we're this research lab. It's myself and 2 other women, Black founders, we're scientists, we're engineers. But the reason why I'm pivoting to a research lab instead of trying to pivot to a startup is that I feel like research, a lot of people can actually back up research. Mm-hmm. And what we're doing is we're conducting research on the creative process. And is it possible to be able to go into the mind of an artist and understand what their habits are, what their blockages are, and use psychology and neuroscience to help them break through that, and then give them an opportunity to present that work? And so one way that I'm thinking about pushing the company is, since I have connections with like record labels, because I've worked as an A&R for a while, what I hated to see in the music industry or art, I feel like artists, we really can heal the people. But once an artist is sick, the message that they're giving out to the world is also sick. Mm-hmm. Right now, we're in a place where the world really needs powerful messages. But you have artists who are stifled from their creative process. They don't know how to create from within anymore because their management is telling them to do it another way. So what if we can take these artists, if a label says, hey, my artist is going through it, I need them to go to Mind Art. Take these artists, and then they go through this process of creation, the same process that God kind of had me go through, which I think is the template. And once they get out, their mind is right. And this process is a mixture of yoga and meditation. It's spiritual work. It's healing work. It's psychology. It's neuroscience. And then they come back out and they actually create work that is completely different because they're in a completely different state of mind, which then creates a domino effect to the people who are listening. So like my whole goal is, how can I use art and bring art back to where it's supposed to be, which is a tool for healing for everyone, but also reinstate the power for the artist, if that makes sense. And I know people are like, it has to be measurable. And I'm like, well, we're data scientists. So we have a lot of artists right now that we're actually in beta going through the process. So if I can actually prove that this works, one, I feel like record labels are going to spend less money, right? Because they're betting. I mean, Def Jam, I think 1 year signed like $100,000 contracts, and 2 of the artists made it. Like, that's a lot of money that could be going towards something completely different. Then you have all of these artists who are underground that really know themselves. They get into the studio, they know themselves, but they're being overlooked. So like, I feel like it is measurable. I feel like it is scalable. And I feel like the way that I'm going about it now, the page is Meta Mind Art. The work is very beautiful and the merchandise sells really fast. So I'm like, okay, maybe I can use that as the way to just get it to blow, right?
So I guess my question to you is, what are you having challenges with that I can help you with?
I'm having a challenge with, I feel like there's so many parts. It's really the order of operations. Like right now we have a publicist, we have a co-founder, and I have myself. Social, okay, I can get social up and running. Then what? Are we looking for startup capital, or should I be looking towards anyone who's looking to fund research and analysis? And then while it's there, should I also be thinking of how to market to Black female scientists, engineer co-founders? I just feel like I sometimes I'll wake up and I won't do anything because I'm overwhelmed with the order of operations, with the steps, like what kind of steps should I be taking so that I could be efficient? Because I know this is a big vision that I know is sent from God, that I know is going to be $1 billion vision. But the day-to-day stuff, I get overwhelmed, and sometimes I just don't end up doing anything.
Okay. All right, cool. So basically, what I would tell you first off, you got a co-founder. Is your co-founder the yin to your yang? Basically, is your co-founder the opposite of you?
Oh, she's just like me. She takes she's a great COO. Like, she takes incredible notes, the way her mind works. But we're actually very similar. Yeah, I think we're very similar.
All right. So for partners, the best partners are the opposites of each other. So basically, if I'm the person who likes to go out and market and sell stuff, then my partner needs to be structured, organized, hate sales, hate marketing, right? But they're number driven and they're structured and they're systematic. That's the person that you want. But if both of you guys are trying to go sell and market, like, it's just too much. Or both of you guys are sitting up there, everybody's trying to create systems and looking at numbers, then you don't have nobody out marketing nothing. So, like, it has to be a yin and a yang. It can't be two yings and two yangs. It just ain't gonna work.
Usually the visionary and the integrator are two different people, right? It's very rare that you have.
You gotta explain what a visionary is.
Sorry. A visionary is the person that can think of things and just.
I think that's me.
Yeah, the ideas, but you have all the ideas, but you don't know how to implement them, right? Your integrator is the one that knows how to put the system in place to get it started, to integrate it, and to get it going, right? The integrator drives the ship, but the ship can't drive without the engine, which is the visionary. So that those two work together like that. The reason why you're having these issues right now is because you're trying to drive your own car and be the engine, right? You're trying to do everything, right? So first of all, you're missing an integrator. Right? So you are the visionary, the flaming visionary. You can't see the operation of it, which is why you're stuck. Right?
Because that's not what you love to do.
Yeah, you just need to create.
No,
you're the creative one.
Yeah, you need to figure out the person. You need to figure out the person who loves to do that, what you hate doing. That's why it makes it a great partner. Like, I hate operations, systems, and numbers, and you need to find somebody who loves, like, the opposite, right? So if you and he hates or she hates what you love, then you have a real partnership. And to then you're gonna have something that's just not gonna work, right? It's like having two left legs. How you gonna run with two left legs?
So then my next question is, I've been searching for this team for like 3-4 years. Two things that I run into. One is, my first question is, how do you go about finding that partner? And my second question is, how do I let go from me doing everything to releasing that control and that trust?
Simple.
And so,
all you got to do is write down every last thing you do. And find somebody for it. It's that simple.
You can't do everything.
People try to overcomplicate things when it's not complicated. All you got to do is take a list and write down everything I do. I create this. I write this. I send this email.
Because of this.
And break all that stuff down. It's that simple. It's not even rocket science. Don't try to overcomplicate it. Write down, sit down, take an hour, 30 minutes, write down every last thing you do in the business.
Okay.
And go on Upwork or go on onlinejobs.ph and go find a virtual assistant. That's what's called a VA. And they only charge $4 an hour. You go find them, and now everything that you do, you go and you communicate with them in Telegram. It's an app called Telegram, or communicate with them in an app called Slack. And put everybody in one chat, and you can separate it in categories. You have your marketing category, your sales category, your operations category, your finance category. You can go find a bookkeeper. You can go find a system person. You can find a marketer. You can go find everybody you need off these websites. And that's all you need. And now when you drop something in that box and say, hey, I need this done, it's done in 24 hours. And guess how much it costs you? $12.
$12. What was the site you said?
It's called onlinejobs.ph.
Okay.
Or
Okay.
Upwork.
I'm
Or
on
Upwork.
Slack. I'm on Fiverr. I have my whole design team is overseas, which
Upwork.
is amazing. But Upwork. Okay, so then you suggest that. I think my failure is that I keep bringing close friends in,
No.
but I still end up doing all of the work.
No.
That's gonna be your biggest one of your biggest downfalls.
So it's nothing wrong with starting off with your friends, because they're the only people crazy enough to believe in your dream and they're willing to work for nothing.
They're amazing.
But the people that get you here won't get you there. All right, hold on, we got baby break.
Oh.
So basically, the people who get you here won't get you there. So they can get you up to a certain point, but you have to be willing to let them know that, hey, I'm gonna need you until this point, but after this point, then I'm gonna have to get somebody that can take it even further. It's certain points where you might even have to step down if this gets so big. This becomes a $1 billion company. You might not be able to run it. So you have to be willing to sacrifice for the company for you to step down into another position. You might turn from COO to just a co-founder. And you might just be on the board of your own company.
You might end up being just the creator for your company.
You might just be the visionary, and just like, that's it. So you just have to understand it. The people that's around you have to understand that this is what I need from you. And then as those people cannot perform to that capacity anymore, to that standard, to that bar, then you have to let them go, or you got to switch them into another position.
And just to add to that too, like once you do that, I would start like with your business. I would start with your social media. I would create a story, because like let your social media show what you're trying to show to your potential investors and the world, right? So people aren't going to invest if they can't see your vision, if they don't understand what you're doing, like if they can't see the story and have something to believe in. So start to work on your social media and create a story. And when people go to it, they know exactly who you're targeting. They know exactly who your demographic is. They know exactly what your message is. They know who you're trying to, who you're trying to get through to. They know who you're speaking to. So it should speak volumes so that they can come and just see who you are and what the brand represents. So I would start there. Since you have your you have your company built, you have your officers, you got to get the right people in the right seat. And next is to start to build your social media presence and your story. Yeah.
And so I just have one last question based off of that. Thank you so much. That brings a lot of clarity. It brings a lot of emotion for me too, because I'm like, I won't be the CEO at some point. Like, how do I feel about that? What does that mean? It brings in a lot of fear. And I feel like a lot of founders have this fear. So I would love to touch more on that aspect, because I feel like that's the one thing that's holding me back. I've had investors want to come in and I'm just like, I don't know, because it started off as something so personal. So then my mind goes back and forth. Like, maybe it's supposed to just be my artist thing. Maybe and I feel like I'm constantly going back and forth with these limitations, and I don't know if this is driving it.
I have a good solve for that too.
Watch this. Answer this question. Would you rather have 100% of $1 million company, or would you rather have 50% of a $10 million company?
I have a question for you.
Let her answer the question.
Okay.
$50% of a $10 million company, or 100% of a $1 million company? The latter.
You'd rather the 10 million.
Than 1 million, because 50% of 10 million is 5 million. So it's right. 50% of 10 million.
It's 5 million, but you got 100% of $1 million company. So 100% mean you only got $1 million.
Yeah, so yeah, that's what I mean, the ladder. That's why I choose the 10
So
million,
the 10
the
million,
50%
right?
of 10 million, yeah.
Exactly. So if you was to give up a piece of your percentage, but you gotta have a bigger company, then you answered your own question. You just got to make sure you position yourself in a way that you're not going to get kicked out of your own company.
Yeah, that's the fear, because the vision is so directly from spirit that I feel like it can't get in the wrong hands, because or else the impact is going to get lost.
So that's why hold on, let me say this last thing, I'm gonna let you say it. So that's why you have to make sure that the people that you have that's going to invest, you're not basing it off of money. You're basing it off of them as people. It's not about the money. You're going to get the money. The money is no issue. You have to base your investors on what they can bring to the table, what book of business they have, and who are they as people, as a person. Do their vision align with your vision? Because the last thing you want somebody to come in, they don't have the same vision as you, and they like sell, and you like, no, we got another 3-4 years to go. Not sell. They want their money back because their visions don't align with you. Their values don't align with your values. So as you want to be catering to this company, they're like, hell no, sell the shit, and you're like, no. So you have to understand who you're getting in bed with. These are our relationships.
Yeah.
Right.
Something to always remember. Once you bring investors in, then once you've been investors in, you have to own at least 51% of your company. If you don't, you can get kicked out of your own company, right? As long as you have investors in, you will have a board. If you have a board, you can be kicked off of the CEO position. So no matter what, goes back to what Spec was saying, you have to know who you're bringing in. Do these investors believe in your vision? Do they want you to be the CEO? How do they want the creative to go? Are they going to go in a completely different direction? I know a company that sold 100% of their company but kept the CEO because they believe in his vision. They wanted the company to run exactly how he wanted it to run. So that's what you would need. But my question for you to that response to that question that I was going to say earlier was, your vision, you said, came from God, right? Do you feel that God gave that vision to you for you, or do you feel like he gave it to you for more than just you?
I believe what started off as for me then expanded to others based off of the first showcase and how much of a visceral experience that others had towards it, which then ignited more of a flame within me. So as I started to share how I was healing through this work, everyone else started to, I guess, have the same reaction. So I said, okay, maybe this is the path that it's supposed to go on, because it's expanding so naturally just by me sharing my process with it.
Right. So this is why I wanted to tell you that, because this is why I wanted to ask that question, because God doesn't give you a gift or something like this, so big as this, for just you. God gives you things for a majority, to help the world, or to help a whole family, or God gives something for you because he wants to work through you. So don't be afraid that your company might get so big that you're not the CEO anymore. This is God's vision. This is God's company. God gave that. Yeah, there's something way bigger that he wants for you, and he's doing it through you. So just remember that it may get so big that it may be out of your hands, and God may want you to give it to someone else so it can continue to do what he needs to be done. Right? So just think about that. If it was given to you from God, that it's not just for you.
Right. And I am just a vessel.
You are a vessel, and he is driving. My vision for Skinomatics came from God. Came from God. He put it in my mind. I wrote it down. Skinomatic is my skincare line. He put it in my mind. He put it in my mind, and I came and I wrote it down like it was just like it was an outline in my brain. I wrote it down and I put it into play. It's not for me, it's for the world. So if it needs to go out of my hands at some point, it's bigger than me. It's not for me. It was given to me, but it's not mine. I don't own that. God owns that.
Yeah.
So I hope that you got some great advice today, and just pray about it, and you'll be good.
Amazing. Appreciate it, y'all.
All righty.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Peace.
Bye.
All right, everybody, I'm out. It was good while it lasted. I'm tired now. It was literally the sun was up when the sun is gone. All right. Love you guys. See you next time.